Peace, brothers. This is your big brother Yusuf back with another video. Today's topic is something that's kind of like shoot back to my first original video, and it's really to help us to understand what does it mean to be a man. For our young brothers who are coming to age, some of you guys, I'm actually raising myself while I'm shooting this video too. You got to understand and think of yourself as like a handyman. A man is like a handyman, right? So he has himself and his tools, okay? And so the handyman is two things. He's the person and he's the knowledge. And then on the other hand, he has the tools. So the person and the knowledge goes along with the tools, all right? So you as a male, that's like the person. That's like the body. These lessons and with your fathers for the other brothers, with your older brothers, with the elders of the community, teach you that's the knowledge. And your masculinity is the tools. So it's like your hand and a hammer. And a lot of people nowadays, because of their perverted view on manhood, they construe these different things, or they X out these different things, and they think they're going to benefit. You have to have the whole thing, okay? You can't just buy a whole bunch of tools, but you have no know-how, and you have no person there to know how to implement that know-how in order to use the tools to get the job done. But the job needs to be done. So we have the person in our young men, but we don't often give them the guidance and the tools of raising them into manhood, raising them to teach them what is true masculinity, right? They know they're male. They have that inner drive to be masculine, but we don't teach and guide them, or we misguide them in many different ways so that they can't fulfill that role and that purpose of being the handyman to fix the problems in the community. Because it's going to be up to the men. They're going to need help from other people, yes, but it's going to be mostly on our shoulders. And that's a fact. When things go wrong, I don't care how independent some people in our community say they are. When something needs to be fixed, they always calling somebody else. They're not fixing it themselves. They can't even fix their conflict. Sometimes, depending on how ratchet some people are, they'll go and make a conflict in the streets, and then they'll call somebody else, and that's when there's bodies, or there's cases, or people doing time. So it's very real. It's very real. There's many examples of that. From the street level, guys going up there knocking heads because of some girl, to impress some girl, to get the resources in order to get girls, to avenge some girl who might be an agent of chaos in his life, who may be constantly making conflicts, not only between him and her, but between other people. I had situations where family members have gone out, and I know they have big mouth, and then they go out there and spark something with a dude. Next thing you know, I got other family members in the hospital or in jail. And other brothers in jail and in the hospital. All because of her. And everybody in that mama knew that she had a big mouth. The first thing I probably would have told her is, you shut up. But thank God I wasn't there. But that's another example. So your masculinity is a tool. The tool in the hand of somebody who has knowledge of how to use it. That's a man. And only a man. Only a man can wield that tool and use it properly. And that's what a lot of young brothers need to understand quickly. A lot of society will have you think that you are the tool. And you're to be used, and they dwarf and they warp and they pervert your masculinity, and they use you. They use your drive, your ambition, your goodwill, your sense of needing to protect something, your sense of wanting to build something. They use all those things and more in order to what? Get their aims across. And then when they finish getting what they want, it's no recognition of your masculinity. They're independent. They pulled it out the mud. They did it themselves. And that's something that's a problem. And a lot of brothers are not dealing with it either way. And we're all going to suffer. So, young brothers, we need to get with you and teach you what it means to be a real man. Not getting in your feelings and being quick to throw away everything. A real man doesn't just go into conflict lightly. If a man has to, if it's necessary, he'll take your life and he'll sacrifice his life. That's a man, yes. But a man don't just throw away his life, because a real man understands that people are counting on him. And if he's not there, there's nothing to count on. So it's like an emergency lever. Violence is a last resort. It's a reality, but it's a last resort, not a first resort. Especially not picking up a gun. You're afraid to throw these hands, but you're going to pick a gun up. That's quite feminine. And it's no surprise when a lot of these brothers are out here killing other brothers, don't have a lot of masculine energy around them. They got a lot of false masculine energy. They got a lot of going around there parading, like some brothers say, they're just lesbians with penises. Excuse the expression. But they walk around, they portray what they think masculinity is, but they don't have the sense of calm. They can't calm a situation like a man can. They don't think out a situation like a man can. They don't do the preventative maintenance of a situation and making sure that the people in their circle act a certain way so that the violence is not necessary. So that the other side is the transgressor. Being on the social media, clout chasing, that's not very masculine. You see a lot of young brothers doing that. Being extra flashy, being overly concerned with their appearance is not very masculine. But you see these brothers and they've been raised by what? Single women. You see these brothers and they don't have that older male guidance. And they're just pawns in somebody else's scheme. No matter they can run it on the streets. But they really a pawn in somebody else's scheme. So that's just a little bit. So don't be a tool, but use the tool. The tool should be an extension of you and an extension of your principles. Your hand is you holding firm on your principles so that you can get the job done. Okay? But you got to know what the job is and what your purpose is. Let's go back to that first video. So you guys tell me what you think about that. I'm going to try to keep it short as always. And I'm trying to give a little bit more examples, especially for the young brothers, the illustrations. Sometimes I might just come with a story just to show you guys what I'm talking about is real. So you guys, please comment, share, subscribe, like, do all that stuff. Let me know if there's any topics you want me to touch on or any current events. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.